Hello, my name is Cedric Honstadt. I own an illustration studio where I specialize in character design for animation, and I'm also the creator of a new resource for artists called the Pose Drawing Sparkbook. It's a supercharged sketchbook designed to help you put more life and personality into your drawings. And I just wanted to take a minute and try and do an artist commentary on a Popeye cartoon called A Date to Skate. It's my understanding that this is just a small handful of Popeye cartoons that fell into the public domain, so it should be legal for me to do this. And what I like about this cartoon when I was watching it is they get a lot of mileage out of one simple concept, which is Popeye trying to teach Olive Oyl how to roller skate. And one of the reasons why I picked this cartoon is it's a little self-serving, but I've got a free download that I'm giving away to anybody who wants it to promote the Pose Drawing Sparkbook. And the download is a list of 100 props that you can use to give your characters things to interact with to make poses that are more entertaining and have a sense of story when you're drawing. And it's a free download. Anybody can get it. It's at my website. It's at cedricstudio.com/sparkbook. Or you can just do a Google search for the Pose Drawing Sparkbook, and it should take you right there. But one of those props is roller skates. And I was really amazed when I saw this cartoon at just how much mileage they were able to get out of something as simple as roller skates. Now, of course, you would think if you're going to draw someone on roller skates, you might want to play around with a few silly poses, whether they can keep their balance or not. And they definitely do a lot of that here. But look at how once she gets the skates, look at how much they do with it. Now, of course, this cartoon was done decades ago when animation was done differently than it is now. The gags are some of the gags are a little old, and things are more broad. She's got very rubbery legs. Everything's extremely silly and cartoony, probably more than it would be in most animation nowadays. But you can still learn an awful lot and be inspired by just how much they were able to do with a simple gag of trying to roller skate. Look at already, Olive Oyl's got the skates on, and she's look at already. If you were to pause it as you're just going through this short little bit, look at all the different poses that they've given her as she tries to get her balance and get a sense of it. Now watch Popeye as he gets going. Look at the confidence, the sense of weight, the swooping back and forth of his arms, the grace of his pose, and then look at Olive Oyl, just how much they flop her around like a rag doll. And what a great contrast that creates. One of the things that makes a successful character drawing is giving your characters a clear personality, and also another thing is giving them a conflict or a problem to deal with. And roller skates are perfect for that, because learning how to roller skate is hard, and there's a ton of potential there. It's a prop that you can use that's got its own built-in conflict, because you need to kind of learn how to master them when you're first starting out. And but it's amazing how they show, as you keep watching the cartoon, the poses, the way that Olive Oyl is drawn, and the way she moves herself, and the way Popeye moves himself are a great contrast. And contrast is really important when you've got multiple characters. You don't want your characters to be acting the same or doing the same. It's nice if each character has something that sets them apart from what the other characters are doing. And in this case, it's a good contrast between skilled and unskilled. And just look at the way that they move. And we've also haven't really talked about it, but it's amazing how many little funny gags they got out of this. They don't just show her being clumsy on the roller skates, which they found 100 different ways to do it. You could pause almost any frame and get a really fun pose out of it. But look at this. He's pushing her with the roller skates. Early on, we had her feet stuck in the grate and her head stuck in the grate, and she was tapping her toe at one point in a real silly way in the skates. And look at her now. Look at the confidence that she's got here, but you can tell it's kind of a fake confidence. She's imitating Popeye's confidence, but she doesn't really feel it herself. And you even get that sense in the way it's drawn, which is a real subtle and tricky thing to do as an artist. He's got a pillow that he's going to try and catch her on. That's a fun little gag. Look at the interacting with the post, trying to reach and get her balance, and I'm so impressed with how they didn't just give her silly poses, but they've done it in such a way that it captures the feeling that you have if you've ever roller skated, and I'm assuming that just about everybody who's listening to this has. They really capture the feeling of what it's like to lose your balance, or to not be able to steer and control like you'd like to. and that's impressive. And now here's another thing they're doing. They've taken her out of the skating rink. There's only so much you can do in a roller skating rink, and so another great idea to create interesting poses and interesting story situations is to get your character in an unexpected setting. So they've taken Olive Oil and the roller skates. Instead of having her stay in the rink, she's out in the street, she's at the mall, and she's interacting with a police officer. And those are another great way to get more mileage and more entertainment out of what would be a typical situation. So just with that one prop, with the roller skates, just by doing by contrasting her with Popeye, and then by giving her some real broad and extreme poses, and then putting her in a different context, you can see just how much mileage they were able to get out of this. And that's one thing I'm hoping that if you want to download that free list of 100 drawing ideas, or I'm sorry, 100 props that you can sketch around with, it's great practice to try and take a prop and give it to your character and give them a sense of story and a sense of a challenge that they have to interact with that prop, and see how you can make entertaining drawings and not just the same old cliche poses that we all see over and over and over. And again, that is at cedricstudio.com is where you can get that. And now Popeye's got his spinach, and he's zooming through the traffic, and we get some good gags out of that. He's skating on top of the cars. It's just, but again, you can see the confidence and the energy that he's skating with. It's such a beautiful contrast with Olive Oil's floppiness. And even the character designs, if you ever stop to think about it. Popeye does have kind of a typical masculine, strong, solid physique. He's got big, heavy legs that keep him anchored. He's got these nice, solid, strong arms, at least the lower part of his arms. But Olive Oil has always had these rubbery, skinny, floppy, very floppy body parts, which plays into her personality. It's just another great example of using visuals to communicate personality. So anyway, those are some insights and thoughts I had when I was watching this cartoon. It's called A Date to Skate, and you can probably find it anywhere on YouTube without me talking over it. I'd encourage you to check it out, and check out the Pose Drawing Spark Book, and thanks for your time. Have a great day.